Hello, everyone, and welcome to Frontline Football. I have exciting news today, as I gotta tell a spooky story since next time you'll see us it will be November. Time is flying. But there will be a ghost returning to MetLife Stadium. Some call him a demon, some call him a god, but he's coming to play Cincinnati at noon on Halloween Day, and it's Joe Flacco has returned. Now, you thought that the Jets season was over. You thought that the 1-5 would be the end. But, you know nothing yet. Joe Flacco is one of the most powerful QBs in Jets history, right up there with Joe Namath, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and healthy Chad Pennington. Joe Flacco, when he's on, he's on. And this week, on Halloween night, he's going to return to his old stomping grounds to get the W. Anyway, guys, welcome back to Frontline Football, and I'll see you guys in the intro. Roll the intro.
Welcome, guys, to Frontline Football. We're going to start off with the Packers-Cardinals game. I'll be starting us off. Cardinals. They're still the best team in the NFL. They're still undefeated. They beat the Texans really well. Now, we're also getting a lot of pieces back. We're getting a guy named Zach Allen. We're getting Chandler Jones back, finally. And we're getting basically our team back, which is nice. So it was hard not having him on the team, but also the Packers don't have Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard, NBS. It's just Randall Cobb, Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Jones. And they don't have Dazarius Smith either, or Kevin King, or Jari Alexander, or Dave Bakhtiari. So that's a lot of pieces missing on that team. So I got to go Cardinals. Jack?
I'm also going to go Cardinals here. First, I thought this matchup still has potential to be a little exciting, but Aaron Rodgers has lost his number two, both of his top receivers, so the offense for the Packers is probably going to be incredibly one-dimensional with Aaron Jones, because the only real receiving threats they have is maybe MVS, who's on IR, haven't been activated yet. That's going to be a pretty quick turnaround. Randall Cobb and Robert Tonyan. Not great to beat someone like the Cardinals, not to mention they get a healthier defense back and they get the return of Chandler Jones with no David Bakhtiari. So, personally, Cardinals win this game. Probably easier than before. I still think they'd win it even with Devontae Adams in the healthy group, but I think they're going to win it handily here now. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I feel like the Arizona Cardinals will be winning this game here because I think their team has really shown dominance throughout this ball. Green Bay has left us with a lot of question marks, and especially those starters being injured. I think that it only proves that Arizona will move to win another game. Let's hope they don't turn into the next Pittsburgh Steelers with this. So I have the
Shut up,
Arizona
Josh.
Cardinals winning this game.
Shut up. No one cares about the Steelers anymore, okay? And we're actually contenders. They were pretenders, okay? Alright, our next matchup is the Niners versus the Chicago Bears. And I'm going to take this one again. I have the... This is actually kind of difficult. I have the Niners, I think. Niners screwed me over last time. I'm very mad about them. They still need to keep up in this playoff race. They have now fell behind, and it would have been nice if they beat the Colts, but who cares? So yeah, I have the Niners. The Bears also have to keep up in this playoff race, but they have an easier time than they have a harder time to do it because they don't have a good QB. The Niners don't either, but at least they have a good defense. Jack?
I'm also going to go Niners here. I don't think Sunday's game is a complete representation of who they were. It was pretty much a monsoon, and people fumbled a bunch. But I think the Niners will be able to bounce back. I don't think there's going to be a monsoon in Chicago as far as I know. And the Bears, let's just be honest, disaster on offense, disaster. Justin Fields has finally joined his peers in Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence in throwing a butt ton of interceptions every week. And overall, I think the Niners, they're due for a bounce back eventually. And I think they're going to finally get back on track here with a win. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I feel like I gotta say the San Francisco 49ers will be winning this game. And it's because the Niners better than Bears. And the Bears were really embarrassing last week, so I gotta go with the 49ers here, who only lost by a little bit to Indianapolis and will still be in this playoff race, unlike Chicago, who should really already be out of the playoff race with the Texans, Jets of the world. So, yeah, right.
Okay. Our next one is the Carolina Panthers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Jack.
I'm going with the Panthers. Not the Panthers, the Falcons. I almost mixed it up. I am not happy with the Panthers. I got Sam Darnold in 2 fantasy leagues this week, thinking it was the Giants. He'd be able to body the Giants. Update, he got benched for P.J. Walker. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect P.J. Walker's impressive career in the XFL or anything, but that's not very good if you're Sam Darnold. Still no CMC as far as we know. He's on a 3-week IR, 2 weeks into that stay. So no CMC. And the Falcons, all things considered, they're kind of on a roll. It's been against crappy teams, but who's to say Panthers aren't one of them at this point? They haven't been great the last month or so. And overall, the Falcons, they feel like they finally have a groove. Kyle Pitts had a nice game. They got Cordell doing his thing. And the defense is finally sort of respectable, which is progress for them. Their defense is normally a total disaster. So I'm going to go with the Falcons here, give them a big home win, and pushing Carolina all the way down to 3-5. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I believe I have to go with the Atlanta Falcons here. They looked really good against Miami. Of course, they barely eked out a win, but it's so I gotta go with the Carolina Panthers or the Atlanta Falcons because the Carolina Panthers are really looking like pretenders right now instead of contenders like they were supposed to be when they went through. So, give me the Atlanta Falcons here.
All right. At the Atlanta Falcons. I forgot to say my take. Yeah, they're a really good team. No, they're not really good. Never mind. No, I can't say that. But yeah, the Falcons need a win. Like the Panthers also, they need to keep up in this really, really tight playoff race. Which, if they win, they actually get the 7th seed. If the Vikings and the Saints lose, they get the 6th seed, which is interesting. But yeah, Falcons fans, enjoy that while you have it because you'll be 4-3. So, really big stuff going on there. All right, our next matchup is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Detroit Lions. Josh.
I gotta say, give me the Detroit Lions here. I think that this is gonna be the week where they win. Finally, they looked really good against the Rams until the end. So, give me the Detroit Lions. I think Dan Campbell is gonna get his first win, and he's gonna lead the Lions on the best win streak we've ever seen. Jack?
Cardinals.
I'm also going to go with the Detroit Lions. I think this team has been through a lot of pain lately. They made Dan Campbell cry, and it was very sad to watch. But this week, I think they're finally going to get it. I think the Eagles are battered just enough for them to overcome them and get the win here. Ultimately, the key factor here is I think the Lions, they're bound to get a win. They weren't like the Jets last year, or who's the other winless team from a couple years back that looked lazy and like they didn't care. The Lions care. They try so hard and they still fell short against the Rams. But I think this week, everything is going to change. They're going to get their first win of the season here. What are your thoughts, Zach?
I mean the Browns, like that's the team that you were
Yeah,
trying to mention?
that's the team I was missing, the Hugh Jackson Browns.
Those guys were so jokes. All right, I got the Eagles. Yeah, the Lions aren't gonna get this win. Their offense on that Eagles side is really good. I think Zach Ertz is kind of bad. Dallas Goedert's injured right now. I don't understand why they would trade Zach Ertz to the Cardinals, but who cares? I don't care. And they still got Devonta Smith and Jalen Reagor. I know that they've only both scored a combined of 2 touchdowns. Who knows? Devonta Smith could go off. And Jalen Hurts is always really good. out the running back room. We're not going to talk about that, okay? But these are two not the best teams going against each other. Now, whoever Panay Sewell will be blocking will probably get covered really well. So, yeah. All right. Our next matchup is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints. Um,
I am gonna go Bucks. The Saints, they're a weird bunch. They're a very strange group of people, and that's because I don't understand their team. You can blow out Green Bay one week, get destroyed by Carolina the next week, barely beat Geno Smith. You know, they're just all over the place for the most part. But Monday, I wasn't impressed. I mean, like, Geno Smith, they had one good offensive play the entire game, and you barely squeaked by. They are getting healthier to their credit, but ultimately the Buccaneers, they've kind of got a groove as of late. I've been happy with their performance, so I'm going to take them here. But you never know with the Saints. They could blow them out because that's what they do. They're the most confusing team in football for a reason. But ultimately, I think the Bucs will come out on top. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I gotta say, give me the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have now taken the Las Vegas Raiders title as the most team to root for in the NFL. Will they win? Will they lose? You got famous Jameis at quarterback leading this rag group of people onto the field every single week, and without feeling sorry about them. So, they've gotten into a rhythm in the season, so I think that they're probably going to beat James. I don't know, Jameis may pull something out of his butt, like just a 30-point.
he stop his take. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Yeah, the Bucks are really solid, and also, Bruce Arians has seen Jameis play. He knows the mistakes that Jameis is probably gonna make, and that defense is going to pick off Jameis. So, I got the Buccaneers beating the New Orleans Saints. All right, our next matchup is the Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. Josh.
Okay, Cowboys or Vikings? I go with Cowboys here because I'm sorry to say it, Minnesota, you guys are a bit too inconsistent. You can't really seem to win games. You guys can seem to play close, but you can't really win games. Get here.
Cowboys. Um, yeah, the Cowboys have been really consistent. I think that Trayvon Diggs will get a pick this week, which is like usual, but this will be a really. I feel like this is gonna be really close, and Dalvin Cook is gonna really run all over them. Hopefully, because he's on my fantasy team. But yeah, Jack.
I'm also going to go Cowboys here. Now, as much as I love the Vikings roster and talent, this is the perfect opportunity for coming out of a bye in front of your home crowd with a chance to go above 500 for the first time of the year. This is the time where the Vikings choose to not do that and completely explode against the Cowboys. Because that's kind of just how they operate. It's going to be competitive, but they're going to lose in some ridiculous fashion as they normally do. And the Cowboys will come out on top, even with a little bit of Dak being a little banged up, but he should be okay to play.
All right, our next matchup is the. It's like, oh my, black predict. Texans versus. Oh my God, Rams. Okay, Josh.
We're losing. Give me the Los Angeles Rams here. I do not have any faith in the Texans. Every single week, I wonder why I'm still watching them and why I'm still a fan of them. So no, we are not upsetting the Rams. We couldn't even beat the Cardinals, so what chance do we have against the Rams? So give me the Los Angeles Rams here. Zach.
I'm already marking everyone as Rams, okay? I got the Rams. Literally, this is the most simple matchup to bet on. And yeah, the Texans have no shot. If they thought the Cardinals were hard, their defense was nothing. Compared to this Rams defense that is almost fully healthy, has a really good Aaron Donald, and just Jalen Ramsey's going to be covering Brandon Cooks the whole entire game. The Rams are not going to be able to get stopped unless it's the Cardinals. So yeah.
Rams. It's pretty simple. No Tyrod quite yet. Doesn't help. Elite defense. Texans aren't the greatest right now. Pretty easy here, Rams.
It would have been good if Deshaun Watson was playing, but who cares? He wants to be an idiot for now.
He should be getting traded in these next couple days. It's already.
I know. Ooh, a nice matchup's coming up now. It's the Seattle Seahawks versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Gosh.
I gotta go with the Seattle Seahawks here because you guys need to win after that very devastating loss to New Orleans, especially at your own field. Yeah, so give me the Seahawks here. I think Geno Smith should be able to beat Travis. I'm not gonna say that it's pretty. He's gonna win. Give me the Seahawks here.
Do you hear what he said?
Who'd you hand it off to, Josh?
ZACA.
Okay, thank you. I got the Jags. Yeah, Geno Smith looked horrible in the Saints game, and he only had one good offensive play. I feel like Trevor Lawrence will have a few more better offensive plays than the Saints did. Okay, so I don't think that Blitz Boy will be able to pick off anything. He hasn't done anything. But yeah, I think that the Jags will get the win here. Jack?
I'm actually going to go Seahawks, as much as that pains me. The Jags are probably going to be better than expected because they're coming off the bye and all that, but I wasn't impressed with the Jags win. I mean, it was Tua. He threw a bunch of picks. He was playing dumb, as he normally does. And overall, I think Seattle, it's not pretty. It's been very ugly, but I think Geno Smith is finally going to do enough, make it look kind of pretty. Maybe Jamal Adams will even get a sack. I'm not going to go as far to say he's getting a pick, but maybe he'll get a sack. You never know. But this one came down to home court pretty much. I'm going to give it to the Seahawks.
Hey, because of their stupid stadium. I hate that stadium. Okay, our next matchup is the Denver Broncos versus the Washington Football Team. Jack.
Washington. Denver Broncos. I know you're listening, Vic Fangio, Teddy Bridgewater. You know who you are. You guys are a bunch of frauds. As you can see by the Frontline Football record, oh, never mind, you can't see it, but we have them as 6-1, and that's enough. That's enough of you guys. I don't want to hear another peep out of you guys. You got bodied by Daenerys Johnson. That is inexcusable. I could care less how weird Washington and how bad they have been lately and how Dan Snyder's going to be punished by the NFL. They're going to get the win here because I'm not picking these frauds until they earn the right to be picked. That's 4 weeks in a row that I've picked them and lost miserably. So I'm not doing it anymore. And I don't care if they're favored. Washington for the win. What are your thoughts, Zach?
What the frick did I just do? Oh, okay, I didn't do anything bad. I have the Washington Football Team. The only thing bad on the football team is their defense, which it was the complete opposite last year. It was their offense that couldn't get anything going, which is a little weird how it's changed now. Who cares? I feel like the Broncos are overlooking the football team. They almost beat the Packers. So that's anything to say about it. So yeah, football team. Josh.
I gotta go with the Washington football team. I just can't trust the Denver Broncos anymore. After that terrible game that they had last week, I just and so I'm going to choose the Denver Broncos to lose here. And Vic Fangio can argue as much as he wants about how the rules aren't fair and that his team should be winning more games. Simple. It's very simple to explain. You at what you do. So find a new. Vic Fangio is not the answer. You need a new head coach. You need, basically almost knew everything on that team. So give the fans something to cheer about because you guys haven't been good since 2016. So you guys better start moving and getting something into gear, or at least showing that you're either trying to rebuild or you're trying to continue. Pick one or the other because you can't do both.
All right. Our next matchup, I just had a right football team in for all of our things. I think it's gonna be Bills versus the Dolphins. Jack.
I'm going to go Bills. Dolphins, we need to have a talk. Actually, no, we don't need to have a talk. You guys suck. It's that plain and simple. The latest I've heard on the Dolphins is they want Deshaun Watson. So they're way more worried about that right now than beating the Bills. Not to mention you get the Bills at home in October coming off a bye. That's not a great recipe for success if you're the Dolphins. Plus you guys lost to the Jaguars. So enough said about your future success. I'm taking the Bills here easily. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Can there just be an automatic Dolphins button on this channel? To where we just choose the other team that's playing against Miami to beat Miami because Miami sucks at what they do. Brian Flores is being shown as a scam right now because he was probably the best snake oil salesman I've ever seen. He leads Miami. He is so close, and then it all implodes this year. Where did the roster go? Was it Kyle Van Noy that was doing everything? Somebody who left in free agency because it doesn't seem like you have him on the team anymore. Whoever that magical person was. So, what has happened to Miami? You guys had so many picks from Houston and you still wasted all of that talent. Where did it all go? These were supposed to be future Super Bowl contenders. I'm just wondering, where the heck is Miami going? They have no way of where to go. They have no direction with their team. So please decide something, Miami. So the Bills are gonna win because they actually know how to run a team up there in Buffalo. So give me the Bills winning here.
All right, cool. I got Bills. Yeah, I don't really need to explain anything. Bills are just better. So yeah. Our next matchup is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns. Josh.
I gotta say, give me the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Even though that Big Ben's arm is dead, I think that Stefanski's gonna keep it close. But from the looks of it, Mike Tomlin may be leaving, and it may not be on his own accord. Which, I mean, Steelers fans are so loyal. They'll probably not fire him, but, he may go to USC. Because he's already been rumored to go there. So, it's just rumors right now, though. So, nothing really of it. But I gotta give the Pittsburgh Steelers a win here. Jack?
I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. The main reason for this is Nick Chubb has returned. Baker Mayfield is probably returning. They're getting the tackles back. The health is starting to return on the Cleveland Browns, and it's a pretty sight to see. Not to mention, the Steelers' latest win, not very impressive. They were competitive. They almost choked the game to Geno Smith, and they cried for TJ Watt to come help them, and then they barely won. I don't think that's going to go as well as it did with the Seahawks, as it will with the Browns. So I think they'll be able to win here. Steelers probably stay in it with the strong defense, but ultimately I think the Browns will come off on top. What are your thoughts, Zach?
Browns. Chubb's gonna come back. He's gonna run all over them, and DJ Watt can't do anything about it. TJ Watt can get to the QB, sure, but if they're just running the ball a million times like they usually did, they'll be fine. Because they don't know what run defense is. They also don't know how to run the ball on their offense. So they'll be fine. So I have the Browns. So the next matchup is the Titans versus the Colts. Josh.
Titans versus Colts. I gotta go with the Tennessee Titans here. The way that they have been looking this season has really shown them to be the leaders in the AFC South. While the AFC South didn't have a strong start this year, I believe that the Colts and Titans will be renewing their fresh rivalry that they always like to do at this point of the year. And it's going to be fun to watch, from the outside looking in. So, give me the Tennessee Titans winning here. I think that the Colts do have a chance, but I didn't see enough whenever they were playing San Francisco, especially from Wentz. So I would need to see more, but the Titans are just looking really good right now. So give me the Tennessee Titans. Zach?
I have the Colts. I think the Colts. Carson Wentz is actually looking really solid. He's only thrown one pick this whole entire time, being in Indianapolis. Now the record doesn't really show how good they're being, but they are really solid this year, and I think that people are really undervaluing their talent that they have there. Jack?
I'm also going to go Colts here. One, Titans and Colts, they did this thing where they split every year. Titans won the last one. Colts are going to win this one. And I understand the Derrick Henry train is strong right now, as it should be. But there's another man. Jonathan Taylor's also going on his own little miniature rampage. He's like Derrick Henry Jr. right now. So I think ultimately there's going to be two angry running backs running at each other full speed the entire game. But I think Jonathan Taylor is going to do just enough to overtake Derrick Henry's Titans.
All right. Our next matchup is I think it's Bengals.
Yep.
All right, Jack, go ahead.
I'm going to go with the Bengals here. Now, I understand I talked a lot of confidence in my intro about Joe Flacco, and I'd still have that. But the issue is, it's Tuesday when we're filming this. He just got here. He's got about 5 days to learn the entire playbook to play a Cincinnati defense that's pretty good. So it's like, that's not great. You got Mike White. He's kind of cool. He threw a lot of checkdowns, but you're not going to beat the Bengals with a bunch of checkdowns. Ultimately, it'll be fun. Maybe. Probably not for the Jets. Probably for the Bengals, but I think the Bengals should win here. Their defense is pretty nice. The Jets don't have a quarterback that knows what they're doing yet. Wait till next week. So ultimately, Bengals continue their role here. They're going to 6-2. What are your thoughts, Zach?
Bengals. They have been looking really good. They're actually, if this prediction becomes right and all my other ones do, they're actually the first seed in the AFC, which what a weird thing that would be. But yeah, Bengals are looking really solid while the Jets have Salah. He's been doing solid, but no one else is looking good on that Jets team. Sorry, Jack. All right, Josh.
I gotta go with not the New York Jets, the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals are the #1 team in the NFC, and they could be on pace if all the cards line up correctly to be Super Bowl champions at the end of the season. Now, do I think it will be this year? Probably not, but maybe in the next couple of years they'll probably win the chip. So, give me the Bengals. They're looking pretty good right now, and I'm excited to see where they go.
All right, our next matchup is going to be kind of interesting. It's the New England Patriots versus the LA Chargers. Jack.
I'm going with the Chargers here. Bye week, for one, just started off after coming off a disastrous game against the Ravens. I expect the Chargers to bounce back. Not to mention, New England, they play up to the competition, meaning this game's probably going to be competitive. But ultimately, the only games where they've come out on top have been against the Jets and the Texans. I wouldn't call that necessarily impressive. While I think New England can stay in the game, I don't think they're going to be able to stop the Chargers. The Chargers need a bounce-back game, and this is the opportunity. I think they're going to take it here. Give me the Chargers. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Give me the New England Patriots here. I don't see the Chargers winning this after that terrible loss they had 2 weeks ago to Baltimore, especially after Baltimore lost. So, give me the New England Patriots at home.
All right, I got Chargers. It got really silent and I didn't know what to do. But Chargers, they look really good. They've only lost to the Ravens, and I think they've lost to one other team. Raiders? No.
No.
Cowboys. There
Yeah.
it is. So yeah, that's a pretty good resume. Only losing to playoff teams, and the Patriots are not a playoff team. If anybody's saying that they are very wrong, and you need to go tell them that. Yeah. Sorry, Nick. All right. Well, final matchup is the New York Giants versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs, I think. I'm a little hesitant to pick the Chiefs, but I've seen a pattern in the Chiefs these last couple weeks. So the cycle starts by getting your teeth punched in by a real football team. And then once the Chiefs lose, they get really depressed for a little bit, and then they go beat the crap out of the NFC East. It happened against Washington, it happened against Philly, and I think the streak is going to continue against the Giants. I think the Giants will be able to stay in the game at least, but I think Mahomes, who's in concussion protocol, is going to find a way out. He's going to be cleared. He's going to be good to go somehow. They're going to force him in. He's going to do a couple of cool things and probably win the game barely. Giants probably lose it in some dumb way like they normally do. What are your thoughts, Zach?
Giants. I think their pass rush is starting to come into play. They did lock down the Panthers. I know the Panthers we said are pretenders, but hey, they were good a few weeks ago. The Chiefs are also pretty good a few weeks ago. So, what if the Giants just beat them this week? Oh yeah. Gosh.
I gotta go with the New York Giants. I'm sorry to say it. Mahomes on concussion protocol. Oh, sorry, gotta think about this. I don't really think he's gonna be getting off of it, and I think that Daniel Beckham Jr. is going to be dropping dimes like he always does against the Chiefs, and he is gonna break the streak of NFC East teams losing to Kansas. So give me the New York Giants here.
All right. Well, that does it for our video today. If you like the video, what should they do, Josh?
If you like, actually, we have a new challenge this week because one of the members on Frontline Football, it's going to be his birthday this week. So happy birthday to Zach! And for this challenge, it is called the Birthday Challenge, where basically what you gotta do, very simple, share this with one friend, anyone, and put in the comments, just put happy birthday, okay? Just put it in whatever place you're sending. I don't care if it's email, I don't care if it's texting, I don't care. But whatever way you're sending it, even if it's through like carrier pigeon, make sure that you do this. You send the video and then for the response put happy. It will confuse them, but it will be a pretty good thing and it's funny for us to joke about. So do that at the end of this video, and I hope you have time. And if you don't want to do that, so we'll sit for that. But thank you for watching Frontline Football. I have been Josh, and Jack, hit the plugs.
As always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FrontlineFB. Right. I can never remember what direction this goes. Boom. There. It's this direction. Right there. Links will be in the description if you don't want to do that. Exciting week of predictions this week. There's actually a lot of 50-50 games, in my opinion. So, hope for another great week of football. We'll be back here next week to cover it all.
Bye.